Hi, and welcome to this tutorial. This is Mr. Aguilar, and today we're going to be doing an exercise on high-low placement and overlapping. Again, this is part of our overall unit on space, and what we're focused on today is using high-low placement overlapping to show depth in a picture. So, high-low placement overlapping. Our objective is to recreate the image from the cover page using high-low placement and overlapping to show depth. Directions. We're going to use Control D to duplicate the tree and the bull graphics. You're going to need 5 to 6 bulls. You're going to need 12 to 14 trees. Use the Arrange tool for overlapping the graphics. Answer the writing prompt on the last slide. So in this video, we're just going to be going over how to manipulate the graphics. Okay, so rules for high-low placement overlapping. So these are rules you got to keep in mind if you're doing an illustration or a painting or a drawing and you're using high-low placement and overlapping. So the first one, objects higher in the picture plane are further away, and I don't know why that keeps happening. Okay, are further away from the viewer. The lower an object in the picture plane, the closer it is to the viewer. An object that overlaps another object is closer to the viewer. An object that overlaps another object should be lower in the picture plane. So we think about this as something goes farther backwards, it's going to appear higher in the picture plane. As something comes closer to us, it's going to appear lower in the picture plane. When we have something overlapping another item, it's generally going to be lower in the picture plane, and the object being overlapped is going to be slightly higher. So these are our basic rules that we have to follow when we're doing a high-low placement. So here's the painting that we're looking at. This is what we're going to be trying to recreate. Again, just a nice little exercise, and you're going to have a couple of elements. I don't know why the slides keep changing, but they are. So just move on. I'm going to exit out of this so you can see, because I can't interact with it while it's in presentation mode. So this is what it's going to look like. And you see you have your tree elements. You have that bull element. Now you can see how that bull is behind the tree. And you can move these around. So let's just get this back. You only need one herder, so we're going to leave her there. And then you can also manipulate the sizes by simply going to the corner, and you can make things bigger or smaller. So again, if something is closer to us, it's going to appear larger. If it's farther away, it's going to appear smaller. So let's first start with the trees. So we're going to go Control D. Again, looking at what we want something like this. I'm going to move this tree over just a little bit so it's off. I'm going to take this tree here. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple of tricks. So here is that tree. Now, if I select both of these, so I'm holding the Shift key to select both, I can hit Control D, and then I can make a copy of both of those. The other thing you can do is I can take one of these trees, hit Control D, I can make it smaller, right? And I can just kind of move it around and change that shape. You can also rotate it a bit. So let's rotate it just a little bit. And that can create, a little bit more volume in trees. And you guys can just move stuff around. So again, if you want to do something like that, you can. So I can select these two again, hit Control D, and then just use the keyboard and get them moving towards the back. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You guys can just move stuff around to where you want it. We want to kind of keep these on the same plane. I might take another one, Control D, make this one really small. Just kind of bring it in there. And then what I want to do is I want to arrange, and I'm just going to send to back. So that one is behind those. I'm going to take this other small one, arrange, order, send to back. So again, it's behind those front ones. Yeah, it's fine, just like that. So I have my first row of trees. Now, again, if you look, that bull is behind these trees, well, what I can do is take this bull, go arrange and order, and I can go bring to front. Now here's the problem. Now it's in front of the herder, right? We want that herder to be in front of all the bulls. So simply go to the herder and go to range, order, bring to front. So this is what you guys are doing. I'm going to click on the bull. I'm going to go Control D. I'm going to have another one over here. I'm going to have this guy up here. If you want, you can make it slightly smaller. Okay. And let's see how many bulls there's. There's 5 bulls. Okay, so let's add another one. I'm going to put this one, Control D. Again, D is duplicate. And I'm going to have this one just down here. One thing I probably should have done now looking at these is I probably should have put a black outline. So what I'll probably do is go into the file before I assign this, and I will put black lines around it so they don't blend. I didn't think of that before I did this. And then I'm just going to, again, select Control D. I'm going to put another one here. And again, you can see how she is behind it. So I want to bring her up front. And then I'm going to hit Control D. And I'm going to have this guy down here. Okay, so there are my bulls. I'm going to move this guy a little bit farther back. And this shows that it's overlapping. So again, I have the whip overlapping this bull. I have her and her backpack overlapping this bull. This one looks like it's in front of her because it's lower, so that's fine. If you want it to appear that it's behind her, you simply move it behind the picture plane, and you can move her farther down. Okay, so again, that overlapping is showing you that she is in front of all these bulls. I'm going to move this one up. If you move it higher up into the trees, again, you can see that this is in front of the trees because of overlapping. And this is all you guys are going to do. So if you want to cheat and make it easy, you can select all these and hit Control D, or you can simply start grabbing them. Going to hit Control D. I'm going to bring this one down here. Because I did this last, it's automatically going to be in the front. I'm just going to take these down here. I'm going to take this one, Control D, move it over here. Maybe change the height a little bit. I'm going to grab them both, Control D, and just move them over. And maybe take all of these and move them a little bit lower. Okay, so this is all you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing something like this. And we don't care that it's chopped off, right? It doesn't matter that it's chopped off at the bottom. So when you present this, all right, so we're going to go slideshow, we're going to present it. You can see how it looks. Okay. So this is your exercise that you're going to do with the bulls. If you carefully place the bulls, you can still see that they're separate. If I have time, I'll put a black outline around the bulls to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see and move these things around. But again, we just loosely recreated that illustration from the cover. Again, you also have your example right here. And feel free to move things around, change things a little up, move the bulls a little higher if you want, get them overlapping. It's your prerogative how you want to do this. You want to add a couple more extra trees, that's fine. And at the end, you have a writing prompt. In your writing prompt, it says, in completing the exercise above, what are your thoughts on using high-low placement and overlapping to show depth in artwork? Do you think it's an effective tool to show depth in a piece of art? So this is your activity. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. You can change some of the sizes. The one nice thing about this is, you're learning how to use arrange and put things in front and back. Control D, again, is duplicate. If you forget, it's right up here in the directions. So I hope you find this to be a little bit entertaining, a little bit easy to kind of comprehend and understand how high-low placement is. If you guys have any suggestions for further demos, please let me know and I can look at creating something. All right, so see you next time.